Hello interwebs, welcome to Let's Fix Computers. I've got a Plantronics P620S here, P620S, Bluetooth speakerphone. And this has a dodgy USB port. I'm just setting up a USB charge so I can show you the fault in action. So I've got a little plug-in power meter here, and if I plug this into the USB port over here, as you can see, I plug this in and there's no power. And if I fiddle with the jack a little bit, if we get that at the right angle, is it going to do anything for me? No, it's not going to do anything. Fine. Before I started recording, I was able to get it at just an angle where it would charge. I mean, it's just triggered this guy to wake up again. There it is. So we've got a charge light and we've got just shy of 100 milliamps going in. So if I hold it at the right angle, it'll charge, but if I let go, we go off charge again. So as you can see, we've got a bad USB port there. So I'm going to take this apart and we're going to see if we can replace the USB port. Should be just like the Bluetooth speakers I've done previously. Just this guy is a bit more expensive. I'm not sure how I'm going to get in yet. I'm going to start by removing the screws on the bottom and just seeing what access that gives me. Other than that, I think we might be prying this top off. I think that this plastic cover might come off and that might give us access. So let's see what we can find and go from there. Okay, that gives us access to the bottom where the battery is. That's cool. It's got a user replaceable battery. Well, just about anyway. What's that? 930 milliamp hours. Fair enough. I shall disconnect that. And we've got two screws visible there as well now, so let's take those out as well. Right. It's not falling apart, so I'm just going to give it some gentle encouragement with a prying tool. Someone asked me what this was called the other day, and I call it a metal prying tool, but the key word for it is a spudger. S-P-U-D-G-E-R. I think we've got more screws in this. Yeah, if I put my nail there, I can see holes. I think I'm going to have to make holes in the label. I hate this bit. Here we go. If I was, I tell you what, let's just see if we can peel back the label without punching holes in it. I mean, it's on the bottom of the device, so it doesn't really matter, but I think we might just be able to. Yes, I can. That's a bit nicer than having to punch a hole through the label. Okay, how about now? There we go. Alright, we have a speaker and a circuit board with buttons and lights on it. And we've got 4 screws there. Those are smaller screws, so let's get a smaller screwdriver. So this is either going to be the main circuit board, just with everything on the other side of it, or it might just be a button board. And there'll be another circuit board underneath. Let's see. Whoops. It's providing some resistance. Just slowly working this up. Right, this is definitely where we want to be. Oh, the USB port has just come clean off. So that obviously wasn't on properly. Okay. There's the USB port. Right, I don't think we're going to get any further without removing the speaker. I think the easiest way to deal with this now is just to desolder those two speaker contacts. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let me grab my soldering iron. And there's another two contacts going down there. Oh, that's for the microphone array, I think. Fine, okay. Let's take that off as well then. That's a bit of a pain. Okay, white goes on the right. There we go. Oh, that would have come out. Heck, okay. I'll put that straight back on in that case. Right, so here's where the USB port was, and we've got a little bit of damage. When the old port came off there, it's taken one of the pads with it. So we've lost this pad here that goes up to there. I think that's our 5V actually. Oh no, that one might be going over there. Don't know. Either way, there's just a tiny little line going up there. That would be a very easy jumper wire, so I'm not at all bothered by that. So do I have a replacement port? I'm going to grab the USB micro ports I've got, and I think there'll be a match. Yeah, here we go. So here's my USB micro ports that I've got in stock. And if we do a quick comparison between the one that's come off and the fresh ones, that looks like a good match to me. So the anchor legs are kind of in the middle. And oh, my ones have got additional anchors at the back. So my one has 4 anchors on it. We do actually have holes for rear anchors though, so we can actually put on a better port, which is very good. The old one, it has got some prongs at the back there. However, they're plastic, so those are locating prongs. Do those actually line up? I think they do. That'd be awesome, because it means that we can actually solder those on. Right, hang on a sec. It's hard to do this under the camera where you can see. I'm just going to quickly do a visual lineup by eye and just see if this guy fits on nicely or whether it needs any modifications. Yeah. The rear anchors are a little bit wide apart. I might just see if I can squeeze those in with a pair of pliers, because if I could put in extra anchors at the back, that'd be cool. I've got nothing to solder them to though. So actually I think I'm better off just snipping off the rear anchors. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to snip those off. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm talking out my ass here. These anchor legs are in completely a different position. So, like laterally, they're both in the middle. However, if you have a look, the original ones, you can see the old ones, the anchor legs are much, much narrower. So, yeah, that's not going to fit at all. Let me just check if I've got any other USB micro ports. That's inverted. That's surface mount. And that's different as well. Yeah. See, micro ports, they're all different. This is the thing about doing port replacements. So you can see I've got a couple of different styles here from other repairs, and they're all completely different styles and footprints. This is the problem is with doing gadget repair like this, is more often than not they're very generic, but they're not all the same. Ah, bingo, I found some more. Here's another pack. Now these ones are surface mount, but if you look, those anchor legs stick out from the middle, so I can probably bend those down into through legs. Let's break one of these guys out. It's got the 2 prongs on it as well. That's good. Yeah, that's a fit. That's going to need a little bit of encouragement to press down. So I'm going to clean up those pads before we press that down. And I think we'll be good to go. Right, I've added some flux, and I'm just going to touch up these pads. I'm going to try not to fill those holes. Let's see how this goes. Just going to remove this plastic lens here to try and minimize damage to that with the hot air. The LED should be okay with it. Right, doing a little bit of preheating on the board. Get this guy in position. And I'm going to use the pliers just because I can actually do, they're actually working for me for pressing in a bit better. Actually, right, port is lined up. Give that a quick blast with the air. I'm trying to go with the less is more approach here. Did it solder on? It did. Good, okay. Right, I think we're winning now. Now here's the next thing. Did it solder on straight? Because I kind of went death or glory for that. Oh, you know, I think that did the job. That'll do nicely. Good. So we just need to touch up those pins on the back and run just a little jumper there. And that'll do nicely. Good. Okay. These pins were a little bit harder than they needed to be because the port wasn't entirely flat when I hot aired it on. So this meant the pins were sticking up very slightly and didn't want to solder down very well. I might have been better off just reheating it very quickly and just tilting it back slightly to get the pins to sit down. However, a little bit of extra solder and a little bit of extra working out the bridges was eventually what got me through this bit. Right, I've got a little bit of enamel wire now that I'm going to try and use to make a jumper. And this is something that I have got very little practice in still, but you've got to start somewhere. So I'll just put a little bit of solder on the end of that. That's probably too much solder. And I've just got to get that onto our extra leg. Do I need to put this in with tweezers? I might need to. There we go. I think that's there. I'll be more comfortable if I can reflow that with tweezers on it. Doesn't seem to want to come off, but watch it jump out of place now. Yeah, that was a mistake. Alright, that's on. And now we've just got to solder him onto the back of this leg here. Now, people tell me that you can just use the soldering iron to burn through the enamel coating on these, but that never seems to work for me. I'll try it again now just in case, but let's see how we do. See if we can get that to do the thing. Come on, solder, go onto the pad. Slowly moving up the soldering iron here. This isn't working. I think that's done it. Can I get just a little bit of more solder on there? That'll make me feel a lot more comfortable. Oh, feck. Oh, we're going for a wander. We're going for a wander. Right, I think we're all in place, but before we just pull the tail off of that, I'm just going to do some continuity checks. I don't know what this is worth, to be honest. It might just be a try and find out kind of thing. Yeah, hard to tell. So now we grab this guy and we just do a little bit of... No! Fuck! There was an attempt. Always works when I watch other people do that. Of course it wouldn't work when I do it. There we go, that's a much more convincing join. I'll go in there with the flush cutters this time. There. I'm sure people will take exception to my soldering there. However, you gotta get good somehow, and the only way to get good is to do more of it. Right, and I should be able to test this just by plugging the battery into it, because the only thing that's disconnected at the moment is the battery and the speaker. So I can plug the battery in, and then we should just be able to plug this in and see if it charges. Okay, here we go. Bam. Nice. We've got a solid 750 milliamp charge, and we should have a red light on the back. There we go. One red light. Excellent. And that is very, very solid. That doesn't want to move at all. Good. Now I'll just clean up the area with a little bit of alcohol. And then we should be able to stick on our light pipe and reassemble. Good, that actually looks reasonably tidy now I'm done. I'm sure there's people out there that are very good at micro soldering that would scoff at that. However, that's not bad. I'm not very practiced at jumper wires, but I think that's okay. It'll do. It's linked up. make sure those microphones are aligned, because if they're not, everyone's going to sound awfully muffled. Good. Right, those are poking through, and we'll just align the USB and power switches. Good, I think that's looking fine. Does that click in? Will it click in? Not really, but that's in. The port is aligned and the switch is aligned. Cool. All right. Right, plug in. Straight away, nice confident red light, 750 milliamp charge, and a nice stable connection. That's lovely and solid now. Excellent. Obviously, there's never any way of knowing how strong that is. I'm not very thrilled at the, well, it kind of looked like a through-hole port, but I think that's mostly surface mount soldered. But given that that was a big, thick circuit board as well, I'm not too concerned about those anchor points snapping off anytime soon. Hopefully those anchor points were on a big flood-filled ground plane on the top, so the chances of those pads coming off is next to nil. The actual data line pads that we were having trouble with, those are very small, so they may well come off, but I'm not worried about the rest of that. I think that's going to hold up. I'm fairly confident about that. So yeah, good. Right. One more thing I'll try doing, I'll just try plugging this into the computer just to see if we can test the data connectivity of it, but I don't quite know exactly what will happen or what it's supposed to do. So let's just try plugging this in and see what it does. Oh, it chimed. And as you can see, Windows has detected it as a device. It's a Calisto 620. It has detected it and set it up as a device. So that means the USB data connectivity is working as well. Excellent. Job well done. Right, that's all I got for you today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because that tells YouTube that you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it. As always, my support links are down in the description below for my Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Instagram, plus whatever else is there these days. And be gentle with me in the comments. I'm not that good at micro soldering. Thank you very much. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.